Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your reading, your What's Cracking for Tuesday, the 7th of May. Somebody said something about the What's Cracking term the other day, and I guess it's an Australian English term. But I've noticed lately how many readers are using it, and I'm not sure if it's pure coincidence but I feel like I've started off a bit of a that was a Pisces card, by the way. I started off a trend. So I hear everybody talking, what's crack-a-lacking, what's cracking. Four of Wands, stability. Somebody's getting an offer here from a Pisces. And I just think it's really funny how sometimes you do something and perhaps you've not noticed it before. It's that whole, what do they call it, reticular activating system where, you know, you buy a red Ford and all of a sudden everybody's got a red Ford. So I thought that was quite interesting how all of a sudden it comes to attention. A couple of things before I get into the reading. First off is that I'm going Facebook Live on the 19th of May at 9 a.m. That's Australian time. You will need to like my page to get in on the reading. So that's at the Aussie Goddess. While I was doing something the other day, somebody said, had I thought of doing one on Instagram because not everybody's on Facebook. So I can look at doing that a little bit further down the track, but my intention is to actually do them on YouTube. I'm just really sort of feeling out how to do it, how best to do it. It ran really smoothly last time and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I just want to make sure I know how to. I'm still feeling my way out on what sort of feels best and how best to do this, but anyway, we'll get there eventually. The other thing too is thank you so much for putting a thumbs up on my videos and giving me some more visibility. It appears we had a big jump overnight, so that's always an awesome thing. I wasn't sure why the channel sort of stopped for a little while, but then the last probably 3 or 4 weeks my life has been quite hectic. Not always a bad thing, but it was just everything. So, oh, that's very nice, Justice card. It's sort of everything sort of stopped for me to have the things happen in my life that needed to happen. So through the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've done some major major transforming with my family of origin, my newfound family. And the world seemed to sort of hold back on everything during that time. So I guess Spirit was just looking after me to make sure I had the energy to get through that time. And as soon as it was all sort of behind me and I started getting back on my feet again, it started going a little crazy. So, all right, enough of me. I am using the Thelema Tarot here. 3 of Pentacles coming out first. So the 3 of Pentacles is a card of working on something. So we have here someone very, very diligently working on a plan, on some sort of artistry, creativity here. So you could be feeling very creative and ready to start something new. Sometimes this talks about a relationship because of the 3 Pentacles. It's 2 people working on the relationship here. But definitely working on something new. Behind that we have the Page of Swords. So you could be working with an air sign, Aries, Leo. No, they are fire signs, Yvonne. We could be talking about Libra, Gemini, Aquarius here. This Page of Swords he has a sword, but he's not really ready to wield that sword properly. He's got it sort of like just sitting there. So it may be a message that comes sort of half-heartedly. It's not really a definite opening up, but it may be very tentative here. So you may get a very small message, text, email or something from someone who's not quite ready to speak their truth. This is in regards to give and take in a relationship. So somebody wants to invest with their 3 Pentacles, with your 3 Pentacles, to make something that's worthwhile for both of you. They're just not quite there yet. So they may just test the waters to see how that goes. And behind that, we do have a King of Pentacles. So this particular person is more than likely a bit more focused on their money at the moment, but it is what they want here. They do want to work with you on something, but they're just a little bit intent on getting their money into order first. Sorry, my nose is running again. It's getting cold here in Australia. Just excuse me. Alrighty, I got up this morning and thought, oh, there's a real nip in the air this morning. Okay, so we first off have the Ace of Wands coming out. So the Ace of Wands talks of a brand new beginning, something passionate, something you feel really, really good about and you're ready to get it going. Sometimes this can talk about like sexual passion too, because it's very hot, because it's a wand. So it could be that you're starting something up that is very, very hot and passionate. I'm trying to think of something else to put behind that. I'm just feeling the energy. Seven of Wands coming out. There's Seven of Wands. Seven of Pentacles coming out here. So something that you've either been manifesting or putting time and energy into here. So what this is about you wanting a brand new start. Someone makes you feel very, very good here, and you're trying to get some sort of interest out of them for something. This can be about work as well, because you could be waiting on an offer to come in, something that you are really passionate about doing, something that you're really driven by. Eight of Pentacles coming in here as well. So this is very much looking like more of a working reading here. This is about working on something. Working on something you've invested a lot of time in here. Oh no, it is relationship. Two of Cups coming in. Although I've got to say to you, this could be very much around a business deal. If you've got something coming up where you are trying to get something off the ground, a small business, personal business, this can be about signing partnerships up to move forward on something, to work on something. So for those of you who have small business, this is a really good time for that. Ten of Swords. So we're coming out of some sort of cycle of negativity, some sort of end of betrayal, end of hard times, moving forward on something now that you want to invest your time and energy into. Oh, look at this, Ten of Cups. Okay, we have two tens here, so you're definitely closing out cycles as well and moving towards abundance. And we have the Strength card here, so this talks about having the energy, time, and feeling like it's the right time to do something. Could be dealing with a Leo here as well, but definitely feeling like you're moving in the right direction. We do have the Nine of Swords here, so this could be, and it overlays the Ten of Swords. It could have been a time where you have really struggled. So for some of you here, either you've been trying to get a business off the ground and it hasn't been happening, and you sort of feel really like you've been really struggling to get this happening. It could be a relationship in terms of trying to get something going, but something here you've put in a lot of work and energy into. For some of you here, it feels like quite possibly you've had a relationship that wasn't working, that you've been trying to work at before you sort of walk away from here. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Oh, I saw that card so many times during the readings on the weekend. So the Four of Pentacles is about holding on to things and denying and not letting go, not letting the universe flow through you, just being stuck completely in the way that you're doing things and not understanding there are different ways. So it's like blocking yourself off, but it's also holding on to stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. Things like outmoded beliefs, outdated ideas. And we have the Five of the Swords. I'm doing the Game of Thrones thing again. Five of the Swords. Five of Swords here. So having some sort of win here, but not really feeling like you've achieved anything. So it's like you've got all these swords, you've won the battle, but you've got it on your own. There's nobody here to celebrate with you. It's an empty win, a Pyrrhic victory. Okay, let's just go through this again. Very, very different reading for today. This is about working with someone on something. Some of you can be dealing with an earth sign here. There's a lot of pentacles. There's like 5 pentacles in the beginning here. So I feel like today it's very, very much about working with someone on something. Now, this could be a work reading. So for people who have got their own businesses, this is talking about trying to get something off the ground that really hasn't been happening up until now. So you feel like you've put a lot of work and effort in and for little returns. There's been a lot of worry here. But what I can say to you is it's about to flip for you because you're letting go of some way that you were doing things previously to make this new and different. So you're understanding that, you know, to move forward on something, sometimes you have to let go of the ideas that you had and refresh them. Try and think of things differently. Try and do things differently, because the Four of Pentacles talks are hanging on. So this is about flowing. You know, sometimes somebody comes in and says to you, if you thought about doing this, and you go, no, I don't run my business that way. I do it this way. And you think, well, you know, perhaps you need to be more open-minded in terms of trying to be more creative, trying to use more creativity. And also sometimes it's about trusting, letting go of your, you know, former ideas and bringing in new things, especially in this day and age. I mean, I remember some of the, you know, big stores here saying, oh, we don't want to have a website, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, if you're not going to have a website, you're going to lose your products because people want to have access to things online now. So, but this is also for a lot of you here, this is about working on a relationship that you thought had died, or it wasn't working, or it was just blur. And it could be that one of the people in your relationships refused to see things from a very different perspective. And now what's happened is the two of you are coming together to work equally on something, both open-mindedly. It seems you're very passionate about each other and you want to move forward. So you're intent on getting this thing off the ground. You've both gained strength. You've both understood the need to let things go and inject passion in. I feel like it's taken, whatever the circumstances, there's been a lot of worry and trouble here about how to make this work. And perhaps, you know, you've put in a lot of energy where you felt that you haven't got much back, but it is going to. But it's a matter of, it's a matter of letting go of what you've done before, not living in the past, not saying, oh, well, you know, it's not going to work because of this, or it's not going to work because of that. Because for some of you here, this is about putting in that last ditch effort to get it going. Whether that's work or a relationship, it's about you investing that last bit of time to see whether you can get something going. But the other thing too is, you know, it's that whole if the horse is dead, get off thing. You know, like sometimes you just can't invest any more time in something. At the end of the day, you can do all of this work and not have anything come out of it. So for some of you, it is about not, oh goodness, give me a card. It is about understanding that maybe you can't get anything out of here. But what is coming out is the card of communicate clearly. So for some of you here, this is about communication and speaking up, telling somebody what you really want from something. Don't hold back. Go for it. You can't. You've got nothing to lose here, because you could be holding back with this Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords is saying, you know what, at the end of the day, no matter what you do, you're going to have some sort of win. Have a great day, everyone.